you have all of our time and attention, which is your benefit. So, hey
Oh,
guys, have
oh,
you got?
I got
Oh,
a
you know
question.
what? Go for it. Go for it.
I was going to say, Mark, are you coming to Dallas? Stacey, you coming to Dallas for the event in October?
Yeah, maybe,
Cool.
Woohoo! That'll be epic. Can't wait to
maybe.
hang out with you. That
I
maybe's already a yes. I know it. Mark flat out said, "Nope, I'm not coming."
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think so. Uh,
Is that because they don't have swimming pools in Dallas,
no,
Mark?
they do. I did check out the pool at that facility.
It looks
Um,
pretty amazing, actually.
well, yeah, it's okay. They got a bar right in the middle of it that sort of puts a damper on things.
See, for you, that puts a dampener on it. For me, that's like, okay, book my ticket. I'm good.
Hey, but I do need to send a message to you guys. Should I send it to like support at White Label Suite or
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably
that's
easiest. I mean, you feel free to ask
okay?
now, man, if you want to.
Well, I'm right in the middle of things. I need to suspend things for a little bit. We
Yeah,
got
sure.
something good happening, but I need to go a month without having a charge.
Okay. Yeah, sure, man. Just drop into support. The guys will look after you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no troubles at all. Hey,
And,
Nigel, how
and,
you doing, man?
and then
Yeah,
how's
I'm
the
doing
book?
good.
Sorry, Mark.
What's the latest on the book? What's that page again
Johan.
with your launch?
yeah.
Yeah.
The book launches next week. So this time next week it'll be launched, and we'll send you guys a link as well. So if you're coming to the event, that's where it gets launched officially. And then if you yeah, after that we'll send you a link to go and get it. So yeah.
So make sure you've
I
got make
may
sure
be
you got your tickets.
moving.
What did you
Sorry.
say, Stace?
I may be moving. That's why I'm like, maybe.
Oh
Oh,
man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all good. You can catch the replays and yeah, we'll get a link out to you. No problem.
oh no,
Just
no. Stacey's talking about Dallas. So maybe.
Dallas.
oh right.
Maybe. I'm like, maybe moving. Yeah, and I think
Oh.
it's like up closer into the Orlando area.
Oh, okay.
You're
Yeah.
Okay.
you're talking you're talking to Aussies who don't have that much geographic knowledge.
No, no, no.
But I
Speak for
think that
yourself,
there
man.
are
I
some
know Orlando.
Aussies in your
Bottom
network
right
that are
hand
up
corner, dude.
there.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, we went to Orlando. Cool. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
went and
think
watched
you've
the
got some of
space.
the beaver, the AI beaver guy. I think he has a home up in that area,
Yeah,
or
he's
Yep.
at
got
least a
he's got one in
location in Winter Haven or something like that.
I don't know, but what a cool name for a place that is like permanently summer, Winter Haven. That's nice. I
Winter
like that.
Haven.
Nice way to
Yeah.
go. Mark will move there because there's good swimming in Florida, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit less hustle bustle than down here in Southern Florida.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Well, I mean, if you can make it to Dallas, come and say hi. It'd be amazing to see you guys. Mark, how you doing after those searches for the salons and stuff? You doing okay with the AI assistant? Sounds like you had some really good wins there coming through.
Yeah, I've had a lot of good stuff going on at the moment, and yeah, definitely. I've got a guy who wants to come on with a three bot. He's a keynote speaker and sales trainer. So that's going to be a good one. Just getting
Fantastic.
the final pricing today, but when I did the demo with him, like yeah, it was just amazing. Like the searches we're able to generate for him and the people and the contacts, and then because I'm getting really good at using the AI and using the prompt wizard that we did
Nice.
weeks ago. Like I was mind blown just first go what the prompt wizard produced for us. So
Yay.
maybe we're pretty good. So getting better with this stuff slowly.
It's a bit of a journey, isn't it? I think like you got to kind of immerse yourself in it to know how it all drives. But that's great, man. So I think like the AI receptionist, when I was reading your message yesterday, like the AI receptionist and just simple stuff that AI can do for businesses these days is such a win for that business owner. Um, just being able to automate that process of leads through that sales pipeline and get follow-ups done and that kind of stuff. It's such a win. So that's great to hear, man. Awesome.
The problem I'm having with like with the hair salon world is the integration. Like these software companies don't want to know me. They're like, nah, you're not integrating with our stuff. I think it's because they know they're behind the eight ball. They want to be doing the AI receptionists themselves, and they haven't done it yet. So I just feel like they're giving me a lot of pushback.
Yeah.
But I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw, well, there was a restaurant in Adelaide who have implemented Dineline, which is an AI receptionist for the restaurant, full CRM, full marketing package, the whole works. And it was on like mainstream news in Australia like yesterday or something. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, I'll send the
Interesting.
link. But I was like, whoa, if that's on Channel 9 News in Australia, that's like AI agents are mainstream now. Like that's
See,
like it's
that's really
moving.
interesting. So press like guys, like that is interesting. But what's more interesting, Mark, to me anyway, is the mechanics of how that happened, right? So think about how that happened, right? The media, the news, the broadcasting group are as desperate for content as anyone else, right? And they've only got X amount of journalists out there sourcing stories and doing that kind of stuff. And somebody clever from uh, Dineline or whatever the company's name is, somebody clever got a well-written story into the hands of that media publication and suddenly got themselves broadcast to 20 million people. Like that's actually a really that's a marketer's play, not a news story. And like when you break down the metrics of that, I find that fascinating because there's no reason why we can't do the same thing. You just got to have something interesting enough, positioned well enough, like the story written, and get that kind of traction out there. And suddenly, you're getting pings and your phone's ringing off the hook because pretty sure that company would have had 500 inquiries yesterday from restaurant owners who want to do the same thing. So, but you can also leverage it yourself. Again, putting the marketer's hat on. Think about like just screen if you can find Channel 9 News or 7 News or whatever it was and screenshot the story so you could find them, screenshot the story and put it up on your own Facebook post that says, did you see this for restaurants? We do this for salons.
Hmm.
Do you see what I
Yeah,
mean?
And
Like
great idea. Yeah, great idea.
you can
Totally agree with
leverage the authority of a mainline news story by just literally captioning it, like grab the screenshot, say shown on 7 News yesterday. We do this for salons! Exclamation mark, and you like and just bust that out to a few people.
Yeah, good thinking.
So yeah, I mean, but again, an amazing marketing play. Like we see the news of obviously world events and that kind of stuff, and that's where the journalists are putting their vests on and flying out to the war zones or doing whatever they're doing, and they're doing an amazing job. But when you see a story like that, that's a clever marketing person at that particular company that wrote a brief, wrote a story, kind of found out what's going on, and got it into the hands of the right person. And that might, as always what do they say? Stephen King got knocked back over 300 times from publishers before his first book was published. I'm pretty sure that they went to a bunch of different news outlets before somebody picked that story up. But check it out. What an amazing thing. So, but yeah, like tons of lessons there. But that's really cool. Like if AI stuff is mainstream, then that obviously brings more people into the world if you can feel that need. Johan, go for it.
do you have a tool that can help me find journalists?
If only we could do that. If only you could drop in and find out all the journalists. Like,
Hey,
yeah.
by the way, on a serious note, I went to Dineline and it says it's $3.50 per open hour. So roughly the cost is about $900 per month.
Mm.
So to the smaller restaurants, you could actually do a marketing campaign saying, we are for the family-owned businesses. We don't
Mm.
charge you $1,000 a month. Ours is 200, 300, whatever you're charging, Mark, because that's
Yeah.
the most people are charging about that 300 mark. And so
Yep.
these guys, because of the press release that they're getting, they're charging 3 times more. So
Mm.
yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah, I find for the GHL made agents, you can charge that sort of 300, 350 a month.
Mm.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I'll continue on the journey.
Nice, man. Absolutely. Very, very cool. I was just like, Johan, do you remember that when one of our very first clients, we built the car rental thing like
Yep.
into GHL?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
what we did, guys, like this is just history, right? Johan, contact and friend had a boutique car rental company. So they didn't have like
Oh,
thousands
yeah.
of cars. They didn't have thousands of cars. They had, I think it
Yep.
was like 20, 21 cars, and they were all like classic old
Well,
style
yep.
cars.
Classic
Mustangs
Mustangs.
and Yeah,
Yep.
they were like really boutique in terms of their rental. But my point of saying the story was the way we built it in high level was actually to build a like a calendar for each car. So each car became a person in the app, and then the calendar was connected to the car. And so when people were booking, it would block out the time on the calendar, which was the car, right? So and again, just thinking, what are we doing in the restaurant space? There's not many restaurants that would have more than 50, 60, 70 tables. You could do the same thing and you could hook up high level with an AI receptionist and take live bookings, right? For restaurants so that the calendar's updated with the AI voice receptionist. You could upload the menu to the knowledge base and including the ingredients and that kind of stuff. So somebody says, "Oh, is the XYZ risotto, is that suitable for vegans?" The AI would be able to answer it. Like there's some really cool stuff that you could do just even using the high level. So tables booked as calendars, like lifetime bookings, and it would tell us if there's non availability or not availability and that kind of stuff. You could send out the confirmations, you could send the menus over the thing. Like there's some pretty cool stuff. Yeah, you could do that with custom objects now. Yeah, so I'm talking old school when we did that, Kyle, but yeah, you could now do that with, you could create custom objects. There you go. Thanks, Kylie, for dropping that in. That's the AI tech for restaurants. I'd love to know if there's a white label version of somebody else's tech behind that story. But yeah, there you go. And guys, wow, cool. AI is mainstream. AI receptionists are mainstream. Take advantage and just be like, we do this for swimming coaches, Mark. We do this for home removalists, Stacey, since since it's on the mind. But yeah, we do this for this kind of business. Absolutely. Guys, hey Manolo, how we doing?
Do you know if high levels yet reading, like the AI is reading PDFs yet? I know that it wasn't before. Do
Oh,
you know if
okay.
it's reading PDFs?
I do not know.
Because
Does
a lot of
anybody?
that information's coming through that way.
Okay, yeah.
Because even
I
from like
don't
an
know. We've
insurance standpoint, like carrier guides and all of that kind of stuff, um, are usually in PDF form. So I
yeah,
wonder
yeah,
for
absolutely.
them to
I
be
don't
able to
know that,
scan that.
Stacey. Has anybody played with that, guys?
I know it was like on the radar, but I wasn't sure. And I've been in town halls. I don't know.
Kylie?
Yep, Stacey, is that in the voice prompt, in the prompting area, you can use the knowledge base and you can upload things in there? Was that where you're talking about, the PDFs in
Yeah,
there?
yeah, to train
Yeah,
train
okay.
the
Yeah,
AI.
I haven't been there for a little while, but they were doing it. Yeah, okay.
They were talking about it, but it wasn't
Mm,
quite out yet. So I
yeah.
wasn't sure. But yeah, okay.
Interesting. I don't know if it's been announced yet, but if you've got your head on the AI stuff and you're staying specifically in GHL, so as you guys know,
Artificial intelligence is about to make the move
oh,
into restaurants.
somebody's watching that story. So we were sorry, if you got your head on straight in terms of the AI stuff, we always use Closebot and SynthFlow, so that's kind of where we landed. We haven't done native GHL because we just bedded into the others. Not that we wouldn't, but just because that's where we are. But my point being, GHL are about to announce a snapshot competition for people who build snapshots with AI agents. So if you've got a good idea, a good concept, a good thought and plan about how you can set up the AI voice and the AI chat within high level, and you can create a snapshot around that, they're about to launch a contest, I think, this weekend. $5,000 top prize. I think you have to register within 48 hours. So it's kind of like a really short window. And then you've got 6 weeks to build it. I heard that from Rupert Samuel, who's right across that kind of stuff, that they are announcing that. So if you are up to speed on the AI agents and building, then that might be a good opportunity for some people. We're going to have a look at a couple of snapshots, I think, Kyle, and see if we can get some cool stuff happening in the background as well, which will be great. Stacey raised her hand. How polite. Go, Stacey.
Well, forget it. Then I'll never do that again.
No, you
Okay.
should. You absolutely should.
Okay.
Manners
it's a
maketh
tech-
man, as my kids love to tell me.
It's a tech question since this is a Q&A thing.
Go
All
for
right.
it.
My question is because I know you guys have been working to go in the direction of the workflow where you're designing sort of the autopilots, I guess, in a sort of visual way.
Yeah.
Is that the direction that we should be migrating our current autopilots? Because
Yeah.
I'm noticing that the autopilots right now sometimes like they're grabbing the numbers, the phone numbers, or sometimes they aren't. And then they aren't pushing through to the CRMs that had been previously there. So I'm checking it like on a daily basis. So it's
I
like,
see. Okay. If there's a trouble there, please let us know.
yeah.
Yes, we are. Everything's migrating towards that workflow builder. What's happening this week? I think it should be done this week, maybe Monday, Tuesday next week. So Autopilot at the moment, yeah, so Autopilot is like the light version of the workflow builder. So what's going to happen as of the end of this week is the Autopilot and the workflow builder will be visible in the search and in the lists. So what do I mean by that? And again, we're trying to build this consistently so that you guys get more usage from your clients and they're spending more credits with you, etc. So when you do a search right now, I'm looking for CEOs of construction companies in Phoenix. On that search screen will be a button to turn that search into an autopilot. So you can literally say, cool, like this search, turn it into autopilot. And then the second part of that is from the list view. So, blah, 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 I've done my search, view it in the list. Now I've got it on my list and I can say, cool, from this list, start a workflow. Say, okay, great. Now, every single time somebody comes into this list, put it into the workflow. So short answer is yes, the workflow builder is where our focus is for development in terms of automation, Stacey. So that's where
I think what
to head
may
towards.
have happened, and I'm just going to share this with you, Walt, too,
Yeah, please.
is that what happened is, and this is my theory, is that they had run out of credits, okay, and they didn't have a wallet. So
Right.
the autopilot sent them, hey,
You're
your
done.
search is no longer running. And so
Yep.
the autopilot, although it's kind of running, it's kind of like not really running.
Yep.
Even though I reinitiated it, it's dumping the leads that it's finding into the appropriate saved lists,
Yep.
but it's not like it's not pushing out to the CRM. It's not pushing out, like it's not pulling phone numbers.
Right.
But because there's more time that it's pulling information, I did notice that it's pulling more of the socials.
Okay.
Okay. So sometimes it appeared that, like the only social that it was pulling were the LinkedIn social profiles. But now when I'm looking in the saved lists, because there's that span, that time, now I've got, the other, like maybe Facebook and TikTok.
So that's a really good point, actually. So this is something that caught me out the other day when I was doing a demo, and so I blew up my dev team. I'm like, oh guys, what's going on? And they were like, wait, calm, let me explain how this works. So when you build a workflow, and the last step of that workflow or autopilot, same thing. When you build an automation within the system, and let's say you go, all right, I want to search for the people, get their phone numbers, run this AI script, and then send it over to the CRM. Pretty standard stuff, right? What actually happens is it's not you're not seeing those results in that list instantly. So we'll say, great, here are the people in the list. And then you'll go, cool, amazing. And then you'll come back 5 minutes later and go, great, now all the AIs run. Cool. And only after those steps have been completed, the last step will be, and then send it to the CRM. So from an autopilot point of view, cool, magic happens, over the 24 hours, everything's working the way it should. But if I'm checking on it as it's running, I'm not seeing it. So I'm going, oh, right, everybody popped into the list, but damn, the AI thing didn't run. Oh, damn, the phone numbers didn't populate. But it actually does it in sequence. So again, from an autopilot point of view, no issues because you've got 100 leads set up there on every day, and it's just going to run in the background and push it through to the CRM. But it does it in steps. So, like, if you're watching it, you'll go, "Oh, that's weird. Didn't get the phone numbers. Or, hey, took a couple of minutes for the socials to populate through." That's because all of those tasks are done sequentially. So it's like first we do that, then we run this, then we do that, then we push it across to the CRM. So it's not going to push it until all of those things have been done.
Right. Right. Yeah. Because it was interesting because then when I went into the save list, what I've been doing for the client behind the scenes while I'm noticing this is going into the save list. And then every day, then I check to see and pull phone numbers. And it does get then the phone numbers. And then I pull then I say run the AI and run this and run that, and I'm doing that within the save list. So the autopilot's just dumping the contacts, it's not
Yep.
running the rest of it. You
So,
get what I'm
okay, so
saying?
can you, yeah, definitely drop that
So
into the,
it's definitely doing something goofy, and I think it may be because they were out of credits and then I don't know.
yeah,
I
that might
can't
be it.
explain.
But please drop into support if you're seeing something like if something's goofy, then Mickey and Minnie will handle it on support. Like just drop in, because that was an Orlando, Florida joke, by the way. Drop drop in, just drop into support. So there's no reason, if they're out of credits, the autopilot should have just stopped, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're seeing something weird there,
And
Stacey,
now
just
they have plenty of credits. Now they have
okay.
plenty of credits. So it's like doing half of its work.
Okay,
And
then that's not
so
cool. That's not cool. Just drop it into the team. Do you want to screen share and show us what's going on, or like we can, or actually just drop into support, Stacey, and the guys.
I'll just drop it, yeah, into Brian. But
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, Brian is Brian's amazing. Brian. Brian, if you're watching this, we love you. You're amazing. Thank you so much for everything you do. You're incredible. We throw so much stuff at Brian, and he's just like, every single day I ask him, man, are you okay? Are you overwhelmed? And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm like, dude, I don't know how you do it. We just keep on throwing stuff your way. I swear Brian's got an AI team behind him somewhere that he's not telling us. He's just like farming stuff out because there's no way a human can handle that much stuff, but yet he does. He's incredible. So cool. Hey guys, what do we got about? Yeah, right. What do we got about 40 minutes? By the way, has everybody got their tickets for the GHL Unofficial Summit that's coming up? Kyle, as a catch up, Brian is the AI, exactly. When we ran the high level expert summit last year, we said if you upgrade to VIP, once you're a VIP, you're always a VIP with us. So if you upgraded to VIP last time, you're in. You don't have to worry about that again. So you've got all of the tickets and the recording. So Kyle, I watched that thing yesterday. I did ping you in the thing, and Johan asked, "Can we put on the upgrade page? Once a VIP, always a VIP." So nice little tagline there. Yeah, if you
I
haven't,
want to know who in the community got Alex Hermosi, and they have to donate like any books, and can we have a raffle? I vote
did
that
anyone?
I get one because it's going to be my birthday. So
Nice.
if
It's
any
going to
of
be
you out
it's
there-
going to be your birthday. Yeah, at
It
some
is my
point,
birthday.
it's
August
going to be my
28th.
birthday.
August 28th is my birthday. I
Nice.
should get
Woohoo!
not only a free book of yours, Walt, but you know, I'm like, I'm gonna put it out there. Hey, you gotta
It-
ask. If you
it-
don't ask, you don't
Hey, you know
receive.
what? Stace, you add so much value to the community. You are getting a free book. We will make sure of it. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I got this, you guys. I got a postcard from you guys.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
show
I
us,
was
show
pretty
us, show us.
excited about that, actually. I was
Pull it
really
up.
excited.
Pull it up. I want to
I
take a
have it,
photo.
like, here, hold on. Oh, here it is. It's in my book. I'm using it as a big bookmark.
Pull it down.
Yeah.
I want your face in there too. Pull it down a little bit. Yay!
Did you get it? Yay, cool. Love
Yeah,
it.
thanks,
So I
guys.
was super excited about that. You know, it's like, oh, okay. There you go.
Now,
Hey, direct mail works.
how
It
many
does.
people?
It wasn't a gift basket. Hint,
Well,
hint.
there's a couple of ticks you got to have to get a gift basket, Stacey, but that's easy to do. So how many people, Johan, have screenshotted their postcard and have been like posted it on socials? So guys, again, put your marketing hat on, right? So Mr. Kyle, this was 100% your initiative to get it out there. So dude, thank you. Well done. It cost us, I think we spent about $1,200 and we sent out 2,500 postcards. And every single postcard's got a link on it. It's personalized to the person. And we have had so many people hold up their postcard and take a photo and post it into the high level group where there's 116,000 people. And what an amazing event that happened. Because why? When was the last time you got a postcard in the mail? Like when my grandma went overseas when I was 12, like that was a long time ago. So,
It came with
again,
a shitty
thinking,
T-shirt though too. So I didn't
yeah,
get
right.
one of those either.
Or a knitted sweater at Christmas. But guys, like amazing. It's expensive to send a postcard and not an email. But what happens is people go, "Oh my God, look at this," and they put it on social. Now, I don't mind if that person's got 10 followers or 10,000 followers. When they hold it up and point to it, you've just got 3 times the exposure that that you did from sending the one postcard. I did this with one of our clients, and his name escapes me, which is really embarrassing. Return vet, incredible guy. His name will come to me. And he had a what he does is video marketing for local businesses, right? So he goes and interviews the owner and turns that into socials and does a whole bunch of video marketing for the person. And what I suggested that he did is exactly that. Get our tool, get the businesses, get their names, get their addresses, and send a postcard with a QR code on the back, right? Which invites them to check out his video and get a $50 coupon for getting their own video stuff done. And I told him to be careful, which I will tell you guys as well, because if you automate the process, right? So you turn on autopilot and you go, autopilot leads into GHL. As soon as they come in, send it to who do we use? Mailbox Power, which is also integrated with GHL. So we go automated leads into GHL, GHL to Mailbox Power prints a personalized postcard and pops it in the thing and sends it, right? Mailbox Power give you 50 postcards a month for free, by the way, which is really, really cool. But if you automate that process and you're paying per postcard and automation's just running in the background, be careful, right? Just be careful because you could end up spending a couple of $1,000 without knowing it. But my guy here, and again, I'll remember his name in a second, he had to turn it off. Had to turn it off because he booked himself out 2 months in advance in his first week, right?
Wow.
Postcards work. And it's why? Because when was the last time you got a postcard in the mail, right? So, and especially a personalized one, not a dear homeowner, we're in your street doing valuations. Like if you've got something and you can personalize it, then wow, what a cool thing that is. So anyway, postcards work. Yay, Stacey. Have you got your ticket?
I did get my ticket.
Yes. See,
I think
postcards
I
work.
responded right away. Yeah. And then I found out that I basically didn't, I think I didn't need to get my ticket because I was a VIP. See, Kyle knows. Thank you, Kyle.
Stacey,
Can't
VIP.
get anything
Absolutely.
past him.
I
There
was
you
like, I
go.
know Stacey was a VIP. She was last year. She was contributing at every
Absolutely.
session. She was there for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, man. Hey, so who has got the ticket and who hasn't got the ticket? Give us a 1 if you've got your ticket. Give us a 2 if you haven't yet. Give me a 1 or a 2. So 1 if you've got your ticket, 2 if you haven't yet. 2 says Mark. Okay, cool. 1 says Manolo. Welcome aboard. Fantastic. 1 says Nigel. Great. Amazing. 1 says Kylie. Great. Terrific. All right. Mark, you feeling the heat? You gotta get your ticket. All right, guys. And so guys, do this for me. Who wants to know how to make $1,000 out of our upcoming event? Who'd like to know that? Who'd like to make $1,000 from this upcoming event? Yep, cool, sure. All right, let's go. So I dropped the link in there before, which I'll do again. So this is the link if you haven't got your ticket. But if you type this at the end of the link, /JV, you'll actually get a link where you can promote the event to your circle and to others who are out there, right? So we've got some of the speakers and some of the people who are contributing to the event doing some pretty big pushes at the moment for tickets, and our VIP sales are in the back end. You're getting a percentage of those sales. So I'm trying to do the maths in my head now, which is a terrible, terrible idea. But if you bring, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 friends, something like that, and they you've got some sales going through from upgrades to VIP, you're going to take home $1,000 easy as, right? So if you've got that kind of circle, or if you want to just invite a couple of people, come and make some money. Like our Zoom room has got a limit of 500 people per session, but we can easily turn that up to 1,000 to see if we can get more people on the call at any one time. The content's huge, and you get to bank along the way. We're also going to have some special offers during the event, and if you've brought the guest, you get paid. So yeah, cool. Jump in if you want to. Most important, turn up and be there, and get all the good stuff that's going on.
It's just so fun because it's more like a mastermind than just sort of sitting in the crowd, and it just like really gives you ideas in terms of how to like really incorporate different parts of whatever it is that they're talking about and get you sort of like directed in a direction that you need to take that next step with. I think it's really,
Nice.
really cool. Yeah.
what was one of your takeaways from last time, Stacey? Putting you on the spot.
Um, one of the takeaways was, I mean, like literally just finding all the different sort of products and relationships that I really wanted to address that every single business basically would need. And so the past year has been really building out, and I think you've seen a lot of it, has been building out brands to support each one of those because that's a foot in the door to, the next need that that client may want.
Amazing.
So it's everything from leads to voice to reviews to whatever it is.
Fantastic.
And that all serves those small to medium sized businesses. Plus, they're also tools that I can use for my own business.
Nice.
So I thought it was like really cool. So it's just applying everything that I think, yeah. And those
That's so
last
cool.
minute sort of you added last year, last minute people all of a sudden just started showing up and wanted to talk. Remember, I think you added almost like another half day or something crazy. It was
So
just ridiculous.
it's happened again. So we've gone, this is a 3 day event. And suddenly, as soon as we started announcing it everywhere, Johan's phone's just been blown up with, how do I become a speaker? And how do I
Yeah.
become a speaker? So now for the VIPs, which if you're a VIP, once a VIP, always a VIP, for the VIPs, we've actually got bonus day, a full extra day for the VIPs. And kicking that off, I think Johan, correct me if I'm wrong, is one of our keynote speakers who just had a $1.1 billion company
Exit.
joining us for bonus day. Yeah.
Yeah, he exited for 1.1 billion, so he's coming. And so we made the VIP all the big dogs. So all the yeah, it's crazy because after everybody started seeing all the postcards getting put up everywhere and all the ads and everything else, all these other people have come out going, "Hey, why did you not include me?" I'm like, "Dude, you haven't talked to me in like a year. What do you mean?" And yeah, so now
Yeah,
we've
right.
got
You've
all
been
this stuff.
ghosting me, and suddenly there's a stage to speak on, and now we're best friends again. Happens.
It
Well, it's
happens
just
all the time.
exciting also because everybody there is really, there are people that are truly interested in the technology. It's not just about the money. It's not just about the freedom. It's not just a bunch of, powwow feel good. It's genuinely people that are interested in the technology and how to apply it. And
Yeah,
that's what makes it like really cool.
and are using it every day. Like the people that are
Yeah.
coming in are the people that are absolutely leading the way in our
Yeah.
circles, which is
Great point.
amazing. Super cool. There you go. That's the Accelerate Day, which is very, very cool. Hey guys, so again, from a marketing point of view, it was really interesting. So Johan and I were speaking on a stage together about a year ago, I think, mate, when Russ invited us onto his stage. So Russ is a friend of Johan's, like everybody on the planet is a friend of Johan's, but Russ is a friend of Johan's, had an amazing seminar going on and invited us for a spot. And we were like, oh yeah, amazing. Yeah, great. Thanks, man. We'll come on down and hold the stage for an hour or so. And of course, we were presenting the leads tool. But here's what was interesting. Like it was a room full of construction companies. Like that's Russ's circle. He's got construction builders, and we did some money out of that room. But we were like, I mean, there was I don't know 500 or 600 people in the room, and we had a spot, and Johan presented how to use the tool to create JV relationships, so real estate agent, real estate investors, finding those little groups and niches, and we made some sales out of the room. But we were surprised about how little we made because we were like, man, we've never fallen flat like that before. And we're like, wait a second, it's the wrong room, right? Like we were invited by a friend and yeah, we made some sales. It was a worthwhile day, but it wasn't like, oh my God, book my second Ferrari, right? It was just a little bit flat. And we're like, wrong room. And so you guys have heard me say this before. One way to get exposure is be on somebody else's stage. The best way to get exposure is build your own stage. Like we did high level experts last year. We had over 1,500 people come in, and we got traction. This year, we're running the unofficial GHL event, and it's blowing up. We're still 10 days or 8 days away from kicking it off, and it's blowing up. So own the room and look at the playbook that we've run here, guys. By the way, this playbook is in the strategist, which is yours for free as part of our GPTs. This playbook is in the strategist, but look at the playbook that we've run. Invite the experts in the field who are collaborative and cooperative to what you're trying to achieve, right? So you don't have to fill the room with 8 hours worth of content. You just have to get some really smart, clever people who have got aligned businesses to yours. So invite a couple of people who align to stand the stage, get them to invite their database, right? And you get the keynote, the speech, the moment, you get the database, you get the relationships, and you get to pitch to the people that you want to pitch to, right? So, like, guys, again, from a marketing playbook point of view, there's nothing altruistic about the way that we run our business. We love business and we love the people that we're connected with, but we're not here to save the world. We're here to make a heck ton of money. The way we do that is by supporting people. That's our method. But this is a playbook that we're running. So, and the reason I'm telling you guys this is there's no reason why you can't run this same playbook. It doesn't have to be at a 2,000 person event. And again, just purely to bring this down to a simple, I can do that level. You can do that tomorrow. I was talking to Johan before we were in business together, and I said to him, I just got so much going on. I would love to just get those quick and easy sales. And he asked me who's the ideal client, and I told him, and he said, okay, cool. So just put on a breakfast and invite them to a boardroom, which I did. Right. So it was like, I was like, what do you mean? I'd never done this before. What are you talking about? I'd always been kind of the digital marketing guy. He's like, right, cool. You got an amazing product for a specific niche of people. Just send out a few emails, invite in, get a 10-seat boardroom, get some muffins and coffee in the morning, invite them to a breakfast meeting, right? A networking event, and talk to them about your business. And we did. We made a few $1,000s from that breakfast meeting. Like you can do this. Right? You can do this. Just invite people to the room. What I'm talking about is own the room. When you own the room, you have the opportunity to present whatever the heck you want. Right? So it's just a playbook that we love running. So yeah, cool. Anyway, soapbox finished.
It's easier
hopefully,
though to make
hopefully you guys can take something away from it.
But people can tell that you genuinely like what you're doing too. And that's the difference. Okay. So, people make money all day long, but if you genuinely like what it is that you're doing, you're going to keep doing it long enough to make the money. And if you're giving speeches and you're like talking about it, people can definitely tell whether or not you really like what you're doing.
Yeah, right.
So
Absolutely.
that's what's like cool, about everybody that you end up hearing. You can tell people are genuinely passionate about what they're doing. I see this like unofficial like accelerate thing, and Nuno is awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I love watching his stuff. I mean, yeah, he was one of the first ones that I was watching, learning about all the automations and how to like design some of these things. So yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, he
And
wasn't
how's
there
that?
last year.
No, he was not. How's Nuno's following, Johan? I think he's like 40,000 subscribers on YouTube.
27,000 on YouTube, big database. He's just one of the most loved people. That's the way
Yeah.
to put it.
Amazing.
He's
Isn't that amazing?
very, very personable.
Yeah.
And
And
like,
what's
and
amazing for me, what's amazing
he's
for me
like
is like
this.
Nuno
Yeah.
and who's our guy that we had talking about the content he's making a few weeks ago. Again, name's escaping me, but remember what I talked about last week,
Hamza.
guys?
Hamza.
Hamza, of course, Hamza. So Hamza, famous for putting up those like workflow diagrams, and here's an automation workflow for real estate agents. Here's a automation workflow for accountants. Here's an automation workflow for whatever. And he literally just shows everything on the screen. Now to the point where his school group has got tens of thousands of people in it. And it's he's got a free group and a paid group, and he's doing 7 figures. And like every single time he puts up a video, 1 million people see it. And it's like, okay, cool. How did we get here? Again, I want to rewind back to what we talked about last week. To be found, you have to be findable. To get content out there, you have to push go. And the words that I said last week, which I echo again, it sucks, but that's the game, right? It sucks, but that's the game. You've got to be posting. You've got to get your content out there. And educational how-to content is the fastest way to grow a following. So think about your market. Again, coming back to the tool and what we talk about in the marketplace all the time, think about who's my ideal customers? What problems do they have? How can I put that on a video and constantly talk about solutions to that problem? So why? Because the people who have that problem will find you, right? And again, it sucks. I got to create all this content. I don't have time. There's automations that'll do that for you. There's outsourced people that you can pay $100 a month to get, content created, but you got to do it, guys. You got to have content. Sucks, but that's the game. You want to win the game, you got to know the rules and you just got to play hard.
That's how people find you on the internet.
Yeah, right. That was our story from last week. A $12,000 sale. The guy, first words out of his mouth. I found you on the internet. Man, he watched 8 hours of our stuff and then reached out to us to buy. What's the internet? It's this little thing, Kylie. I don't know if it's going to take off, but we'll see. It might. We'll see. I was talking of
Hey,
taking
I've
off.
I've I've got another quick story. So guys,
Go.
we want to expand into the $20 million plus CEO range. And so
Mm.
in order to do that, we're running an event over here. We've never run an event like this before. So we partnered up with two other people and we're breaking into the AI space because AI is the hardest thing. So running an event, it's called AI X CEO, AI powered CEO. So how to become an AI powered CEO, and then, fortunately enough, all of our products fit into how do you become an AI powered CEO. So we're running this event. We're just doing we're doing it as a small exclusive gathering of 50 high powered CEOs, and we're inviting them the same strategy that Walt just said. So literally, you could just copy this strategy. It works all the time. I've sent out the link to a couple of people. All of them said, "Oh my God, this is amazing. This is just what I need. Can I get this out to my people? And can I get more people there for you?" L- This is literally 5 people I've sent it to. And now they are going to go and get other people there. I didn't even offer them an affiliate commission or anything. So, it's just goes to show when you've got a good product, when you've got a hungry market, people will come. And yeah, you can launch into any market.
Yeah. And when you own the room, things like that happen. Like Johan and I had a conversation yesterday, which is so rare. We never talk these days. We're talking every 2 minutes. Um, we were saying, the escalation, the elevation, the exposure, the momentum that's happening as a result of this event is just so incredibly huge. Like we're busy, we're doing things all year, but like yesterday we said to each other, man, we should be doing nothing else but this. And was like, yeah, this is where the power play is. It's such an amazing thing when you turn that when you start to invite people in, like high, heavy powered people in together, it just all the bubble up just happens. So guys, again, I'm just throwing this to you. Own the room, create the event. Even if you're not the speaker, you get the authority, right? Even if you're not even jumping on stage at all, I couldn't speak in front of an audience. No thanks, don't want to do it. Cool, no probs. Just have your name on the bottom of the invite. People will credit the event to you, right? So like this is it's a playbook that we love anyway. So it's running. Awesome, guys. We've got about 17 minutes and I've blabbed on. Has anybody got a question I can help with? Anything that we can steer you through? What are you working on? What's holding you up? What's good ideas? What's bad ideas? What's happening in your world? Anybody want to jump in and
Oh, one other thing that I wanted to add. I don't know if anybody watched the Hormozy thing that was supposed to only be for so long and it actually lasted for days.
still
Anyway,
going, isn't it?
yeah. We can go on and on and on. We can have tons of jokes about that. But anyway, one of the things that was cool was when he had those people that came on towards the end of I guess it would be on the first day, that had sold their companies for billions of dollars and whatever. And what was interesting and was the fact that all of them were bootstrapped. And,
Mm,
and that was like really, really cool because I think sometimes we kind of feel like we're like, because you're in the trench so hard, that you think that you're the only one that's bootstrapping or that
mm.
you're the only one that's like feeling what you're feeling. And, you got to get over it and just kind of like keep, pushing through. And again, that's where really enjoying what you're doing, shows up because if you don't enjoy it, you aren't going to make it.
Yeah.
You won't make it. And and if that takes like a little bit of a sacrifice and pulling upon each and all of your resources, and I think that's what you're talking about too, Walt and Johan, is pulling on all of your resources. You may only be able to pull on these resources right now because you're at this level in terms of your project, but then now you need to pull on your resources in terms of your network, in terms of your community. And I know, Mark, you're a prime example of pulling on like sort of your getting out and about and meeting people that way. So what are your strengths in play to those? So I thought it was really kind of cool that they were all bootstrapped.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I think Hormozy, I'm seeing if I can find this video. The best video that I've seen on Hormozy about about the whole stay with it until it's done. You're not the only one kind of thing. Is he was talking? I'll find the link and I'll post it for you guys. The only thing I can
And
find
you
with
really
Hermosi.
get to know your product. You really get to know, and like nobody's ever gonna like if once you're at that point where you are presenting yourself and your service, your product, your business, there's nothing that could possibly make you stumble because you've been in the muck. Okay.
Yeah,
And it's going to be more about, the problem with sort of relinquishing some of the keys a little bit and letting somebody else come in and help you versus and that's going to be a process. That's going to be another process, is sort of like saying, hey, you know what? I don't need to do it all by myself now. Now I can actually trust that this guy or this automation can actually
can
step
handle
in
it.
and do it.
Yeah. Have you watched Hermosi's? The one I'm trying to find is, have you watched him talk about the Valley of Despair?
No.
Oh, so
Have
the one
to
I'm
check
trying to
it
find,
out.
and
I'll
again,
check it
I'll
out.
find the link. But guys, so what Stacey's talking about is you got to stick with it, you got to enjoy it. So Hermosi talks about this Valley of Despair thing, and again, I'll see if I can bust it out and show you guys. But what he talks about is the stages that we all go through when we're starting something or when we're getting traction, right? So it's like the first is uneducated enthusiasm, right? It's like, oh my God, this is going to be the biggest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm all in on this. Let's freaking go. Uneducated enthusiasm, right? And we've all been there. And we go, oh yeah, this is so good. And then the next stage is what they call educated enthusiasm. It's like, okay, cool. Whoa, there's a lot more to this than I ever possibly realized. Rightio, this is still so good. I'm gonna like keep powering through and stay awake until 2 a.m. I got this. I've got it. So educated enthusiasm. And then he goes into what is called the Valley of Despair. It's like, holy crap, I've been working this for so freaking long, and my bank account still reads at zero, and I am out of energy, out of time, and out of money that I can't possibly consider going on the Valley of Despair. And what he says is that at that point, there's a fork, right? There's a fork off, and most people go from there to uneducated enthusiasm into the next thing, because they're having a coffee with one of their friends, and they're talking about the Valley of Despair. It's like, oh my God, I'm in there, and somebody comes along with a good idea, and you're like, oh, that sounds like the thing. Oh my God, I'm all in on that. And it's like you go from this loop, this constant loop. But he said to actually hit mastery and to get through it, you go from uneducated enthusiasm to educated enthusiasm to Valley of Despair to educated knowledge, and then to mastery. And it's like, so long as you know that that's the journey, then you know when you're at the valley, Mark, as you said, I know that I'm here, but I also know that there is a pathway out of this same thing. If I don't want to feel like this again, what I need to know is, how do I get from here to there? Not how do I get from here to another opportunity? How do I go? So first evaluate, right? You guys are smart, incredible, talented people. Evaluate the opportunity. Am I in the right space? Is this actually going to work? Have there been people that have made this work before? If you can say yes to that, then you're in the right journey. If you're saying no, it's like, no, actually, I think I'm out on a rowboat without paddles right now, then, reevaluate where you're up to. But if you're in a system and there are people that have made it work before, then you know you're in the right space. All you got to know is, I'm here at the moment and I've got to get to there. I've got to go back up again. So how do I go from here to there? And the fastest possible way that I can ever give you as advice is get somebody as a mentor who's done it before. Pay them for their time if need be, and just say, how did you do it? How do I go from here to there? Because they'll say, oh, well, you're missing this 1, 2, 3 thing. Oh my God, that's what it is. Man, and it is going to be something that slaps you in the face. I know that. It's like, yeah, but you're not doing it. Oh, I know. All right. So if you can get a mentor that's already climbed the hill on the other side and said, right, I've been there, I did this, and this is what happened. It's like, okay, cool. Now you can find people who have done that before on YouTube, and you can follow their pathway, or you can just hook up with them and say, hey, love to chat with you for 10 minutes. Happy to pay for your time if we don't know each other, or get a recommendation. But so people are saying they're in the valley, like in the valley, in the valley, in the valley. Guys, me too, right? We've been there. We've all been there. It's a matter of knowing that this is a natural course of events. Yeah. So it's not about the, oh my God, I'm so stuck. This is, whatever. It's like this is a natural course of events. You're one chapter away from a breakthrough. It's gotta be the right chapter, right? So you can keep trial and erroring it, or you can get hold of somebody who's been there before and go, what did you do? Right? And what do I need to do to move along that path? Again, conversation that Johan have had back in the memories where he said to me, "There is no silver bullet, man. There's only action." And I went, you what? You're right. Like I was all up in my head, like, oh, I've got to do this, and what am I? And he said, "There's no silver bullet, dude. There's just action." I was like, okay, cool. Yep, that's the bottom line. Do this, do this, do this. A plus B plus C equals D. Right? So you got to do A plus B plus C. You don't get D without it. So this kind of curve, the entrepreneurial curve, is deadly. Like I mean it, deadly. It's deadly. You're like, oh my God, this is great. Oh crap, this is a lot of work. Okay, damn, I've been doing this for so long, I can't possibly make it work. I'm out. Right? And I say deadly, and I mean that because the suicide rates in amongst entrepreneurs is terrible because we all feel like we can just work it out, work it harder. So
Worse
don't
than
ever.
dentists?
I don't know about that. I couldn't
It
handle
was
that
just
one,
getting
but
heavy there, Walt. It was getting heavy. It was getting
yeah,
heavy.
right. I mean, I've been there, so I'll talk about it to anybody that needs to hear the message. But the reality is that this curve is deadly. But if you're on a path that has been proven, all you got to know is you're on the path, right? And at this bottom point, you just got to find that person who's done it before you and say, "Cool, what did you do? What was that one step that you took?" Like, if you're on that right path, stick with it because you can go up the other side and you'll look back and go, you'll be one of those guys then that's the evangelist telling other people to get into the same thing because you're like, it's so great, I'm making millions of dollars. Yeah, you had to go through it to get to where it is. So it is a journey. Cool.
Can I just say, I'm just so happy, like this whole last hour, just that was absolute gold for me and probably Kylie as well. It's like, I know, I'm glad we can term it in the valley. I'm actually really proud of myself that I've got to be in the valley so soon into my journey because I had no idea about this space 4 months ago. And I know I'm so optimistic about coming out of the valley because like the conversations I'm having, the meetings I'm having, like I'm on the verge of doing like mega deals, like mega deals. I'm so close. I'm having follow-up meetings. I'm like, when's it going to come? Like I know from my sales experience, I just got to keep going. And once that first one comes, then I'm starting to move out the valley and then I'll probably sort of work out, which direction I go. But the fact that you can term it and the way you explain it, like this is just gold. And I'm very optimistic about coming out of it very soon.
I love that, man. Thank you. So well done as well to you. And I think, again, you can trial and error the shit out of this, or you can find somebody who's done it before you and just buy them lunch. Rich and successful people eat lunch. Hey, John, can I buy you lunch? Yeah, man. Like, amazing. Let's have a conversation. Yeah, dude.
There's a great book called Never Eat Alone. And
Mm,
on that, and I used to use that all the time to get into the right room. So in the book, basically, it's, hey, you want to break into the restaurant industry? Go have a go have a meal with the guy who supplies the restaurants with coffee. And then he'll tell you which restaurants are ordering the most amount of coffee and why. And then he'll tell you which ones are the popular. And he knows everything about that industry. So you just at lunch, it's a 1 hour masterclass on who, what, where, why, how. And then yeah, it's the best $20 you'll ever spend. So take people for lunch, never eat alone. That's the
mm,
that's the premise. And Mark, congratulations, man. I have seen,
absolutely.
I've seen you come in from the start, from when you bought the business from the other guy, and just take the bull by the horns. And you don't hesitate. You're like, guys, I need this, I need this, I need this. And we're so excited when we see that energy. We're like, let's give him everything he needs because that's what we're here for, right? And yes, and when you're in the valley, like we were there for 3 to 6 months when we first started. You're
Yep.
like, what's going on? We've got the best technology. Why are we not getting traction? And then once we figured out our offer, because when we started our Comet Suite, we were like, we'll get you landing pages, we'll get you SMS, we'll get you follow-up campaigns, blah, blah, blah. And people's eyes were glazing over. We're like, this is the best technology. We're saving you thousands of dollars. Why are you not buying this thing? And they're like, I didn't know how to do this. And then when we flipped to, do you want 1,000 leads a month? They're like, hell yeah, here's my credit card.
Just
We're like,
it
damn,
just
that
came
was
in
easy.
so easy. It was just a small change. Yeah. Man, that was tough times. Those first 3 months, that was really tough times. Um, I just dropped that video in the thing. I've got that video bookmarked in my own system as watch this every month, and I think it's called something like how to look at money in a way that you'll never think of it again, or something like that. And yeah, it's worthy. And again, like one of the things that Johan and I said in Sydney, and the whole premise of this event that we're running in a week or so, is that these paths have been walked by the people before you, and sometimes it's just knowing that, and it's so helpful. So, Johan, you said something about parenting that I thought was really amazing in Sydney. Do you want to tell that story?
I talk about parenting all the time. I don't know which one you're referring to.
So in Sydney, you talked about the fact that your friend gave you advice about your kids and like
Oh,
losing your
yes, yes,
mind when
yes,
they were
yes.
little.
Yep. So for my son was, the so my son's 9 years old, and the business was at a point where it was growing and growing and growing. And then when my son came along, I watched my wife for the first 3 months like go downhill because she was like, "Oh my God, like this kid just doesn't stop crying." And it's fine. Every person on the planet has gone through this with their children, where every 2 hours you got to feed, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I said, "Hey, I'll look after the kid." And then now we're at like 4 months, 5 months, and the kid just keeps crying. And then one of my friends said, "Dude, it only happens for another 3 months, and then you'll never have this ever again. So just enjoy it." And it flipped my mind switch. I went, "Oh, all right, cool. Well, if it's only 3 more months, no problem. I will enjoy it, and I will be here for this little baby." And
Yep.
it was the best thing I ever did because that one sentence at 3 in the morning just changed my entire perspective on why won't you stop
Yeah,
crying?
right.
So yeah,
And there it is. It's like when you feel like there's no end to this struggle, that's when you give up, right? But when you can understand, hey, wait a second, this is just one stepping stone in a proven
I've
path of stepping stones. Like
I've,
I
I've got
just
a
have to get to the next one.
I've got a better story to finish up on,
Yeah,
guys.
man.
So what was saying? Has there been people who walked your path? And the answer is yes, there has. So I use AI all day, every day. So I went to the AI and I said, "Hey, look, I'm trying to build $100 million company. Can you
Mm,
find me 50 other companies that have done this?" And it's like, "Yeah, here you go. Here's 50 other companies. Okay, here's my team. Here's my resources. Here's everything about me." And so the AI knows everything about me, and it goes based on what you have, the trajectory you're on, your database, your niche, your experts, your skills, everything else. Because here's the 50 companies, but here's the five that are most relevant. And then I go, now figure out all the success pathways that I can with this. And it mapped out an entire 12 chapter book.
mm.
And then in this 12 chapter book to get to 100 million, we are on chapter 4. So I take this and I show it to Walt and I show it to Kyle. I'm like, "Guys, look, we're at chapter 4. Look what happens when we get to chapter 5." And it tells you in chapter 4, these are the problems and stuff you're going through. In chapter 5, these are the problems you're going to go through. And this is the fun that you get to have. And so everybody in the team is like, "Let's get to chapter 5." So now we know
Yeah.
that there's an end to chapter 4. When we get to chapter 5, there is different problems, there's different things that are going to happen, but there's different level of fun. So
It's so
use
refreshing to
AI,
know it. It's so
map it out.
refreshing to know it. Yeah. It's like if you, again, just even knowing dude, this has been done before. You're here on the journey. You can't skip, you know? Somebody said to me once, you don't get to be a millionaire until you're a hundredaire. Like, what do you mean? I need you to take care of $100 and prove that you can. And when you do that, you'll get to be a thousandaire. And when you prove that you can take care of $1,000 and treat it well, you get to be a 10,000aire, and then a 100,000aire, and a 500,000aire, and then you're a millionaire, right? But you can't go from wishful thinking to millionaire without going through the steps. And as Johan said, when you look at it as a business journey, sometimes we feel like I'm forging a path. I'm on my, like I'm doing this for me. It's like, yep, you certainly are, but it's been a path that's been walked before, and you're on a journey, and you are at chapter 4 of the journey, and there's 12 chapters. So amazing that you're at chapter 4. Not many people make it to there, but chapter 5 is just around the corner. And when you get to chapter 5, Mark, to talk to, about the mention that you had before, you're like on the cusp of these amazing deals. Guess what? You'll have other problems in chapter 5. They're just different. Warren Buffett has money problems, right? They're just different than yours and mine. Yeah. So like Warren Buffett has problems like which island should I buy to safe haven my tax? That's a different problem than, whatever else we're facing. When you get to the next chapter, there'll be a whole new set of challenges, problems, tackle things that you got to go with. But it's great to know that it is a playbook and it's a step by step. Like it's awesome to know that stuff. So guys, it's kind of been a bit of a soapbox morning. Hopefully it's a value for you as always. Don't forget that if you haven't had a chance to ask the question that's been on your mind, please do. Drop into support at whitelabelsuite.com. As we said, Brian is kind of superhuman, so he's always there. But Joanna and Carla and Ebony and Alex are there as well. And Kyle, of course, keeping the ship upright. We've got a new member of the team, Jonathan, and the whole team is there. So if you need a hand, just let us know. Johan.
Hey, we won't be on this time next week because we will be exhausted.
Yeah. Well, hang on. Yeah, this time next week. Yeah. So sorry, guys. No, there's no weekly call next week. You just got to come along for the 3 power days. And for the Aussies in the room who say, my God, it's at 12 a.m. and it's going to go all the way through until 8 a.m. All I can say is, yep, that's the truth. I'll be brewing coffee at midnight, but VIPs will get all the recordings and you get access to us anyway. So apologies to the Aussies. It is going to be midnight till 8 a.m., I think. But, just let us know what we can do to help. The recordings are available. Good podcast fodder. Awesome, Mark. I love that. Yeah, guys. So no meeting next week. Support's always there for you. Don't forget where you are on the journey. Get hold of somebody. Like I love the fact that you guys are sharing that in the chat. Get hold of somebody. Take a couple of steps together. That whole team of horses thing can pull more than the horses individually. And yeah, just like keep in touch with the community. And you never know where that next conversation is going to lead. Thank you, guys. We love being part of your world. And we'll see you on the Unofficial Summit starting August 28th, 29th for Aussies. Get up early. Come and have some energy with us. And guys, we can't wait to see you soon. All right. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Good luck. See
Yeah,
ya.
guys.
Bye.